Starting at 13 years old, I would start to have moments of isolation, where I would refuse to go out with friends because I was so ashamed by my body. I didn't want anyone else to see what I saw, which was that I was fat, I was ugly, and that meant that I was worthless. And the more that I starved myself, the more that I believed that. Would I ever be small enough for someone to love me? I would never be good enough because I, like many of us, was plagued by the idea of perfection. At 18 years old, that sense of worthlessness developed in such a way that I took half a bottle of pills and I washed it down with whiskey. I laid down in my bed and I closed my eyes for what I thought would be the very last time. Looking back, I didn't really want to die. I just didn't know how to live. Because what do you do when your bully lives inside of you? You can't break up with it. You can't turn it into the principal or your boss. You can't move away from it. It's always there. And it will consume you. It will manifest at work, at school, and in your relationships, and the more you let it live there, the stronger that it gets. The less meaningful and fulfilling your life will be. I think more of us deal with this issue of negative self-talk and inner bully than we may even realize. And if we can start to shift our focus and focus on our values, then we can start to live more meaningful and fulfilling lives. What if you could take every single time you looked in the mirror and decided you weren't worthy? Every single time you picked apart your imperfections and decided, I'll love myself when all of that is gone. When I look in the mirror and I see somebody else, every single one of those times, pour it into something that might actually benefit you. Every time you've hated on yourself, picked apart, looked at your body and decided, I don't like this. I need to change this. Every time you looked at somebody else and you compared yourself to them, either good or bad, all of that energy and time spent and pour it into something that could help the world. Who would we be? What would we accomplish? In my health and weight management class with Dr. Cynthia Dormer, I created a tool in the hopes of getting rid of the veil of perfection that we put on our expectations of ourselves when we're making goals. I presented it to the class, and a lot of the students met me with praise. They said I should try out for TED Talks, and I was like, no, that's terrifying. That sounds like a terrible idea. Why would I do that? Luckily, something magic happened before that. I had a professor, and a different professor, the importance of going to college. Off the cuff, one day, she said, make a mission statement for your life. When you have an important decision to make, see if it aligns with that mission statement. And if it does, then you have to do it. And what this does is it makes it so that your life takes on a path that you want it to, rather than one guided by fear. And my mission statement is to share myself with others in a way that can help them feel like they are not alone. So here's my tool. If you'd like to try it, in the middle is a circle, and outside of it are lines. And first, to neutralize perfection, we're going to embrace it. I want you to think of your perfect partner. This person makes you feel full in all of the ways that you might feel empty. What sort of qualities and characteristics does this person have? Are they dependable? Are they punctual? Do they laugh at your jokes? What sort of things does this person do that make you feel loved? Do they cook for you? Do they buy you things? I want you to write those down along the outside of this diagram. And you don't have to fill it out. But what you do have to do is be as needy and as selfish as you want to be. Because no one is going to see this. It's only for you. And in the middle of the circle, what I'd like you to write is this exact phrase. What is self-love? So what we've done is we've created a tool to use as a standing point to build our goals from. These goals are based on our values. These goals are nothing more or less than we would ask somebody that we consider to be a lovable and loving person. So what I'd like you to do is pick one of the words on your list and follow along with this map with me. First, I want you to ask yourself, can I do this for myself? And what that means is there any way that you, by yourself, can manifest more of this in your life? Can I be more consistent for myself? Yes. Can I be more loyal to myself? The more you start to ask those questions, you start to notice, no wonder I feel like I need this from somebody else. I am so living in lack of my own ability to give myself my own needs. So, if the answer is yes, then you're going to ask yourself, how am I going to do it? And how am I going to be more consistent for myself? I could wake up at the same time every day. I could start meditating a couple times a week because I know that that lowers my anxiety. The more that you start to do that, the more that you start to tap in to this feeling of unconditional love in a way that you cannot get anywhere else. Not from your family, not from your friend, maybe from your dog. So, how am I going to do it? Build your goals from there. If the answer to this is no, then you're going to ask yourself, can I recruit others? This is my favorite question because what this means is there any way that out there in the world, somewhere, there's a person that can help you get this need met? Friends, family, support groups, therapy. The three things that I love about this part is that, one, you're not isolating yourself. When we have eating disorders, suicidal thoughts, depression, anxiety, we isolate. That is the worst thing that you can do. That is when the bully really thrives. Next, you're building a supportive environment. You're surrounding yourself with people that tell you yes. Surround yourself with people that inspire you, that make you laugh, that rock climb with you if that's something that you value. And last, you're arriving to these people a whole person. You've already asked yourself, can I do this for myself? So if the answer to this is yes, how am I going to do it? Build your goals from there. In the rare occasion that you can't do it for yourself and you can't recruit anybody else, where else can I get this need met? And build your goals from there. I think that more of us deal with the issue of negative self-talk, inner bully, and the irrational desire to be perfect, even though we know that it doesn't exist, than we even realize. And if we can start to shift our focus and focus on our values, start to move from a place of love rather than being motivated by our insecurities, we can start to live more meaningful and fulfilling lives and stop worrying so much about things that frankly don't matter. That perfect person that you created, they exist. They're here, right now. I'm so honored to introduce you. Congratulations. You get to be your perfect person. You get to ensure that all of your needs are met. The thing that is really hard and really amazing is giving up on beginning the work of becoming yourself. Thank you.